Hello everyone, this is Jonathan here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at how you can use either print statements or debug statements, Debug.Log statements, in C# and in Unity, and pretty much other programming languages too, but focusing on these ones, to fix errors in your game. And to be using this, we're going to be taking a look at this game here, Jack the Giant, which I'm building as part of a tutorial on a Udemy course taught by Fahir here, Master Unity by building 6 fully featured games from scratch. In the latest tutorial in this course, we were shown how to make music play in this game, but it didn't work properly for me. So pressing this button would turn it on or should turn it off if you press it once. But it does kind of work, but I have to press it twice for anything to happen, which is not the behavior that I want to see. So I already have fixed this problem on my own, but I've reverted it back just to make this video. And I want to show you the process of how I fixed it by using print statements. So to start with, this music button is controlled by this music controller game object on the left side, and the music controller has 2 scripts on it, a music controller script and a music button script. When the music button itself gets pressed, there's an on-click function over on the right side here called, which uses the music controller script, and it calls this particular method in here music button control. So let's take a look in MonoDevelop and see what this is actually doing. So when this button gets pressed, this is the function that's running. It runs an if statement with an else if, and basically it checks to see if the music is playing, and if it is playing it turns it off, and if it is not playing it turns it on. At least that's what it's supposed to be doing. So to start off, I'm going to put a print statement right at the top here that just says button pressed, because we should always see this print statement as long as the button gets pressed. I'm going to put another one here inside the if statement that says music was off, turning it on. And inside the else if statement, we're just going to say the opposite thing. Music was on, turning it off. And I'm going to save this. And now we're going to rerun the program, and we're going to see what it says. So start by running it. Press the button, and it says button pressed, music was on, turning it off. Press it again, it says I get an additional button was pressed, so it is recognizing presses, and it says music was off, turning it on. So that is kind of the behavior we want to see, because it's alternating between the functions, it's just not doing it properly. So I press it again, I get 3 and 2, and I press it again, I get 4, 2, and 2. So it is basically what we're seeing here is that it is following the correct pattern, but it's still not working properly. So we're going to take a look inside of here again, and we're just going to delete these print statements for simplicity, because we know it is following the appropriate behavior. And we're going to look at what it's actually doing. So what it's doing is it's calling this instance within the music controller script, this function play music, and it's passing through a boolean setting it to true, or over here it's doing the same thing, but it's setting that boolean to false. So in the music controller script, basically what that means is this function here is getting called, and here's that boolean it's passing through, either true or false every time that button is pressed. So I'm going to follow similar behavior here. I'm just going to put a print statement at the top that says button was pressed, and inside each of these if statements we're going to put another print statement. Now hats off to you if you can already see what the problem is. But if not, we're just going to say print music starting to play. And in this if statement, we're going to say print music no longer playing. And save that and rerun it again and see what happens. I'm going to take off this collapse. Okay, button pressed, music was off, turning it on. Oops, did I miss a print statement? So we have, bring this up a little bit so we can see it more. I pressed it twice. Here the button was pressed, here the button was pressed again. So I think I forgot to delete a print statement. But music is no longer playing. That's a little confusing. Let me just double check to make sure I got rid of all my print statements. Oh, I did. Button was pressed, music starting to play. You know, I probably did. Maybe I didn't save it. Let's run this one more time. So button was pressed. Button was pressed, music is no longer playing. Button was pressed. Button was pressed, music starting to play. So again, it's seeing some weird behavior. But I have detected that the button is pressing every time, and it's not running the if statements at the appropriate time. It's saying music is starting to play, but then music is no longer playing. But it's not alternating between them on every press. So I've narrowed it down, in other words, to that the issue is over in this area. And if you can see what I've done here, I put the else statement inside of the wrong if statement. This else statement is part of this if statement, but really it should be part of this if statement. So the fix, thanks to print statements, is quite easy. I'm just going to cut that out and put that over here. I'm going to save it, and we are going to test it out one more time. So no music playing, music's playing. No music playing, music's playing. And so that has fixed the problem. It is making things run properly, and it's basically just thanks to process of elimination by using print statements, although you can also use Debug.Log statements and get the same result. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, if you got any use out of it, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.